James Carmichael is a former RCMP officer and the Vice President of Risk Management at Investigative Solutions Network. Thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jennifer.
So one suspect shot and killed, another still on the run. Does this make it harder or easier to find the other escapee?
It depends. Police have got really good evidence right now. We know they've got him surrounded, basically, or close to it. They've probably picked up some really good evidence from the first individual who they've killed last night. We know the police have been in contacts with a variety of law enforcement partners in Canada and the U.S., and they're on this trail, let's put it this way.
If David Sweat reaches the Canadian border, how hard is it to cross without alerting authorities?
It is a long border, especially when you look at from Cornwall all the way down to Thousand Island or Kingston. There are some great crossing posts from CBSA, from Canadian Border Services. It's not that hard. If you know the area, there's lots of area that are not really looked at or closely watched by CBSA or by law enforcement. Although in the last 3 or 4 weeks, police have been on the lookout. There's been communication going on between law enforcement and Canadian and American law enforcement, so they've been on the lookout. It might be somewhat of a challenge, although if he knows the area, it might be easier as well.
If he does get across, whose jurisdiction is he under?
The border itself is under the jurisdiction of CBSA. This is who's has got authority for the border itself. Now, if he does get through and he comes into the land, the Ontario, obviously now, it would fall under the jurisdiction of the RCMP. Obviously, in partnership with the OPP, who's got Ontario policing, and the various small police departments, whether it's Brockville, whether it's Cornwall, whether it's other Kingston Police Department, for example.
Well, how well do the RCMP and other Canadian agencies coordinate with American law enforcement in a situation like this?
They have been in contact since the beginning of this thing. Obviously, the Clinton Correctional Facility is fairly close to the border. There has been communication going on back and forth. They're well aware of what it looks like, or any other intelligence or information they may have. There's been great communication going on.
How likely is it he'll be taken alive when he is found?
Hard to tell, Jennifer. We know that his partner was armed, and he did not surrender easily. So police are assuming he's armed as well and dangerous. It's hard to tell at this point. He is running scared. He's trying to survive, so it's very hard to tell.
All right, former RCMP officer James Carmichael, a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Jennifer.